Welcome back to Modded Mood. In today's episode, we put the finishing touches on our base with some exciting new additions. We explore the lands beyond our walls and take on the dangers that lurk nearby. Along the way, we dive deeper into Mekanism, creating powerful new machines to push our progress forward. Let's jump in to the next episode of Valhelsia 5. Welcome back. Today, I've got a few things I want to knock out here. We're going to start off by first crafting ourselves a backpack, which if we take a look, and you may remember this from the Life in the Village 4, but we are going to need some string and leather. We have the string here, but we will need to go out for some cows. And this will kind of help us out in two ways. One, we're going to get ourselves leather, but two, we're running low on our bread. So we'll have a little bit extra food to hold us over. But that is our first order of business for this episode. Looks like we've got some plains over here next to a village. So we might start off going that way. I bet that village, well, if it is a village, probably has a couple of animals we can get if we don't find any in this clearing. Otherwise, I'd be interested to swing over to the other side of the river here from our base to check out these two things, but then also check out this clearing here. So that is our first step. All right, so we got a decent stack of bread to last us until we get some meat. Off we go. So we made it to the clearing here, and so far all we found is one sheep, two sheeps. There's an allay. Wonder why it crouches and zooms in. Yeah, we just lay on our tummies when we want to zoom into something, just like a normal person would, right? You do that too when you want to take a closer look at something, like this flower. Get up close and personal. All right, adventure continues. I guess we'll check that village first, which should be right over the hill here. Oh, this is a town hall from mine colonies. So maybe this is actually like an abandoned mine colony that we can take over. So I don't see any villagers here, although they did build it in a poor location. Do you imagine you're just living your life in your town, and then all of a sudden a ginormous meteor just strikes down, destroying everything? Yeah, that wouldn't be fun. All right, I guess we're crossing the river here then. So I'm thinking we'll pass through the cherry trees here and maybe find some cows. Otherwise, we'll just keep continuing on. I'm gonna grab this copper though. Should have brought a bed with me. Didn't really think about that. So hopefully those two structures have something for us. Guess we'll find out. Okay, we are coming up on the structures here. Two little buildings. Night has fallen, so I'm a little bit nervous, but we do have a sword and a shield and armor, so we should be okay. Bow, though, I'll definitely take that. And all the arrows. And I hear somebody inside. Oh, yep, I see a guy up there. We switch to a bow. Ooh, I'm not a very good shot, though. Definitely not a good shot. Oh. Yep. How about a sword? We'll see who's home here. Who's making all the noise? Yeah. Get out of here. Got some food. Got a lot of food in here, actually. Iron. Leather gloves. Oh, leather. That's what we want. More leather. Perfect. Might not even need any cows. That actually might do it. All right, we got one more over here. What's actually going to do us? We didn't even see a single cow. I'm not complaining. Oh, but we did want to see what this clearing was right over here. Now, this could have been a nice spot to build too. Just would have had to clear those out, but yeah, this is a nice open area. I think for now we just head back to the base, get ourselves a backpack, and we can continue on to the next thing. All right, we are back. We'll grab our string. We do need a chest. There we are. And if I remember right, it's a chest in the middle, string on the sides, and then our leather. Yep, and there we go. Backpack. So we equip that, and we might be able to equip there we go, hands, and we get some bonus attack damage when we wear these, so that's kind of nice. But now if we click B, we have got a backpack, which is nice, but we're not stopping there. No, we're upgrading this as far as we can for now. So actually going to take this back off, and let's look at our backpacks again here. So backpack, copper backpack is the next upgrade. So if we see, we put our backpack and surrounded in iron, or excuse me, surrounded in copper. So backpack, surrounded in copper, copper backpack. And if we take a look now, way more space than it was before. And if we just do that again, so we go from copper to iron, take a copper backpack with 4 pieces of iron, that should give us even more space. We've got 3 there. I have 1 more piece of iron. There we go. All right, so copper backpack, 1, oops. There we go. Iron backpack. Now, if we look at this, less space, but upgrade slots now, which I suppose is nice. Dang, I would have thought it would have just kept giving us more space. But the next step is gold, which you just have to surround an iron one in gold. And I believe should have some gold. Oh, only 2. Well, I might just have to make do with our iron backpack for now. Now that that is taken care of, I would like to finish our tower here, which means I'm going to need more stone bricks to surround it. I'm going to need more copper to finish off the roof. And I wanted to add a little something extra to the front and the side here, which means we're actually going to need to open this space up a little bit more than it is right now, just so we have enough room for what I'm imagining anyways. Bit of a bigger project, but that's why I wanted to start out with our backpack so we could have more space for more resources and everything. But for right now, we'll see if we can just finish the roof. Yeah, and building these copper stairs that I'm using up there, you have to craft a block of copper. And then if you take that and you just do the stair pattern or put it in the stone cutter, so like a stack of copper gets us 28 stairs. So I'm going to be a busy boy doing some mining for copper, getting all our stone and stuff. And then I did want to add on a little bit extra. Oh, whoa. Oh, I forgot I put lava there. Oh my god. Woo! That was a close one. Woo! Got my heart pumping a little bit. Right, so maybe we cover that back up. Yeah. We're gonna do some mining, and once that's done, I'm just gonna switch over into a time lapse of us completing our area here. I'm just gonna do some quick mining. And so I was down here mining away, and I ran into this little guy, a goblin trader. He exchanges raw iron for 2 iron ingots. It's huge. I mean, that's double. Same for raw copper. So yeah, we're doing that as much as we can anyways. Don't have any raw gold. That was a great deal. We just doubled like a huge portion of our stuff that we'd found so far. So if you're playing along with me, definitely check these guys out. They're totally worth it. All right, I'm wandering around still. This is my last torch, so I'm just kind of holding it. But I've been crawling through these caves and I came across another round of diamond. It might be worth it to run up and I'll drop my torch here, find my way up, drop off our load of stuff, and come back with better tools. Because, I mean, look at what we have already. Yeah, we're already getting pretty stocked here with stuff. I don't think it's going to be quite enough, so I want to keep going just a little bit longer here. But we're getting some good ores. All right, we're back at our first chunk of diamond that we found here. Figured I knew where this one was, so I might as well just come and grab it. There we go, diamonds. Now I'm gonna head back to that other cluster. Might as well grab redstone while I'm here. And then this way, you know, if we find gold or more diamonds, I still have some stone pickaxes, but we'll have the iron with us when we need it. And when we don't need it, we'll just use stone for now. Okay, here we are, our next set of diamonds. Oh. This is a good chunk of them too. All right, and the adventure continues. All right, welcome back. We're back from the time lapse, and we've made some progress, some of which wasn't in the time lapse. I mostly just showed us clearing the land I'm standing on here. But let me show you what we got here. So you can see that we went ahead and expanded or extended a roof out of this entryway here of the tower. And underneath, we have a garden area. Speaking of, I want to keep these going. So we have the wheat, we've got some tomatoes here, potatoes, and then over here we have one cabbage. My goal is to get a lot of these Farmer's Delight crops so we can start working with those. Things are looking pretty nice over here. I went ahead and crafted a couple lanterns for light. We put a roof on, and I really like the kind of structuring or design of this overlay here extending out. And then I'm sure you've noticed, but we also added a window up top. We finished the roof, finished in air quotes. There's no hole in it, but I don't know what I did up there, but it is not lining up correctly. And to be honest, I didn't feel like tearing it all down and doing it over again. So we can't even see it anyways. So we'll just pretend it's perfect. But we did go ahead and add a window up there for another floor eventually. And I just kind of threw some of these multicolored leaves around, kind of spice things up a little bit. And you'll also notice no chests. We have fully moved everything in here. And if we come out this way, dun, da, da, things have changed over here too. I pretty much repeated the same design from the other side, but instead of what we had, I wasn't really loving the look of it. So I just copied what I did over there and brought it over this way. And it looks like I actually forgot a couple of these trapdoors. So this is all I did for this was I used some of these archwood trapdoors on stripped oak to kind of make them look like reinforced. For now, I think we need to continue on with our mechanism. So we set this up last time, and while I was out gathering resources and mining, I did dig out this little area here just on the inside of the mine for us to kind of start messing with some of these other building blocks. The next thing we're going to need is a metallurgic infuser and probably some power cables. We'll go see about crafting some of those up. Here we go. Metallurgic infuser. So we need a couple pieces of redstone, 2 furnaces, some osmium, and iron. We are feeling pretty stocked up on ores after our mining trip. You can see here all of our valuables. We needed iron, osmium, redstone. 1, 2, and then if we take that, say fill it in, and complete. There we go. An advancement made. A metaller what? Yep, that was pretty much my reaction when I read this for the first time. So in addition to the metallurgic infuser, we are gonna want, I think we want these universal cables, which is steel and redstone. We can't make steel quite yet, but you'll never guess how we're gonna do that. All right, so we don't have any cables yet, so we're actually just gonna connect this directly to one of those. So it should just power it just by touching it. And if we go into here, we can see that it's getting power. And to make a steel ingot, which is what we have this for, we're going to want to infuse iron in this yellow box. We're going to fill this with either redstone or charcoal or coal. And it's going to break it down and fill this bar up. So for example, we put a piece of charcoal in there, a couple pieces, I filled up quick. And now we have carbon. So what this is going to do when we put our iron in here is it's going to infuse our iron with carbon. So we stick that in and we get enriched iron. This will make more sense in a moment here. Bear with me. Okay, our infuser just finished with this enriched iron, and we can see it's using up our carbon on the left side here. But what we're going to do with this enriched iron is we're just going to put it straight back into here, into this side. And it's going to infuse it again with more carbon. And once we do that, we get steel dust. Now what we can do with this steel dust is take it to a furnace, and we can see it starts smelting it. And once we smelt that, it turns into a steel ingot. There we go, the Industrial Revolution. Okay, we have our steel ingots. So what we need to do next is make some of these, maybe make a few of these here. There we are. Transporting energy. And we're going to run these across like so. And we'll just run it across and it'll connect to each one of our power generators. And there we go. We have access to our power now down in this room. And we're going to put our infuser down here. So we still have carbon in here. We're actually going to dump that, get rid of it all. And instead, we're putting redstone in. And we can do the same thing. Put our iron in here, and it's going to give us these infused alloys. So coal with iron gave us the steel stuff, and redstone with iron gives us infused alloy. Now that we have some steel and some infused alloy, so this actually might be the second tier, and this would be the first, the enrichment chamber. There we go. Perfect foundation. So we've got one of those. Next, let's look at these green things, the basic control circuits. We click on those, it shows us that in our metallurgic infuser, we fill it with redstone and put osmium in there, and it gives us a basic control unit. Osmium is going to make us the basic control unit. There we are. So we have all of our things that we need here to make our enrichment chamber. Dun dun. Another advancement. Getting more from less. Now with this, it's going to enrich our resources for us. We put some redstone in there. Here we go. You can see it uses energy and enriches our redstone into enriched redstone. Next machines we're going to look at is energized smelter and a crusher. So for our energized smelter, we need glass, 2 control units, our steel casing. There's our steel casing. Energized smelter. We need 2 basic control units, which if we see, it's redstone with osmium. There we go. Our energized smelter. That one didn't want to give us an achievement, but you can imagine what this one is going to do for us. This is going to do exactly what it sounds like. Instead of using coal to smelt everything or charcoal, we can use power. We can use the power that we set up here to do all of our smelting for us, as well as run all of our machines. So we're no longer reliant on coal to do our smelting. Just as proof as that this works, we'll stick a potato in there, and there we go, baked potato. That is pretty sweet. I think we have time to make one more machine here before we call it, which is going to be the crusher. So if we take a look at crusher, we can see we need lava buckets, steel casing again, which we're missing 2 steel ingots. Okay, this time we just used our energized smelter to smelt up our steel ingots for us. So we should have enough now to build our steel casing. With our steel casing, we need 2 of those, which we have. The only things missing are our 2 lava buckets, which we just so happen to have some extra over here. We had 1 left. 1 left. I need to go get some more. All right, we made it back with our extra lava bucket. I actually grabbed a few while I was out. We have everything now. There we are. Crusher. And maybe we'll just hook it up right there. And this is a very important step for us. Okay, so we got our crusher. This is, well, all of these machines are going to be important steps next time, where we'll have to craft a couple more, but eventually we can kind of thread all the machines together here to double our ore output or our resource output. Next time, we are going to work towards a purification chamber and an electrolytic separator. It's going to be at least double, maybe triple. It'll take us a little bit to get there, but we will get there. So I want to thank you guys very much for watching today. We did quite a bit with our energy situation, as well as polishing off some of our base here. It's not perfect just yet, but we did make some serious progress. So if you enjoyed this, please put a like on the video. And if you want to see more, please subscribe for more content like this. I will be continuing this series along with some other stuff soon to come in the future here. But thanks so much. We'll see you next time.